falling. That's how we begin. The air rushing past, gravity taking hold, darkness giving way to a grayish light, clouds whisking side to side, the break in the clouds, and suddenly the ground. Fast, quick, approaching, unable to stop it. Bjorn, gravity pulls you towards it, very much sounding out your impending doom as the wind rushes past your ears, and just before you are to fall to your death, a hand reaches out from a culvert, grabs yours, almost yanking his arm out of socket, grabbing you. You swing, you hit the rocks hard, and you are hoisted up into what amounts to a sewer entrance. The first words out of your mouth are, "I was dead." As we look around at this entrance, this secret entrance, this back door. Welcome in, Lord Gazumba. Hi, everybody.
Hello, welcome in, Raiders. You got here just in time. We just started.
As the acrid smell of sewer permeates the air, you're gathering your senses, Bjorn, trying to make heads or tails of what's going on. Just your skin's crawling. And you all, having missed Bjorn for the past couple of days, now are suddenly in his presence. And somehow things feel right, but so very wrong at the same time.
Did you just fall from the sky?
Oh, fuck, I was dead, man. Don't you understand? Fuck.
You still look dead.
Yeah, thanks. Fuck.
And I'll gingerly place Bjorn on the ground.
Oh.
We'll check Bjorn for wounds. What happened?
I don't fucking know. God, my chest is killing me.
What's the last thing you remember? Start going over and checking the chest and checking what out.
I don't know. I feel like there was this moment where, like, fuck, this is so cliche, but I saw like a bright light, and I heard like whispering or voices or something, and then there were people kind of like, it was fuzzy, but there were people kind of milling about, and there was the bright lights right in my bloody face, and I saw these long, what I could make out to be like red robes, and I remember this deep pain in my chest, and I remember hearing someone say, "They're almost there. We need this one alive."
Cultists, you think?
I don't bloody know, man. My chest is killing me. Can you take a wee look?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
I pull like the shirt of my armor back just to reveal my chest.
You see an odd scorched mark right where his heart should sit. It doesn't look like scar tissue. It looks more like if someone were to take charcoal and draw it across skin.
I think Altera kneels down on the other side across from Rune and looks at this marking.
Did you get scorched by a spell?
I don't know. It feels really tender. My chest, it felt like someone had dug their bloody claws through my chest and tried to rip my heart out.
There are many planes beyond our own, beyond this place. Who knows where you went? Horrors you were greeted with there. It was real. don't think you were dead, we would have seen it.
I'm telling
By
you,
the
Altera, I was fucking dead. I'm sure of it. There's no question.
You might just have gone to one of the 9 hells or something.
Rune, I'm telling you, I was fucking dead, man.
Okay. I mean, resurrection's possible.
I don't know, man, but it was fucking scary as shit. You see, Bjorn kind of sits up and like wipes his eyes. Are you guys even real? Is this fucking real?
Well, we've been discussing that while you were gone. There's no way of knowing, but the point is that we're here and we're not getting out by doing nothing, so we might as well, whatever this is, play the game and just keep moving forward. Are you going to be okay to do that, or if you want to turn back, that's fine, but this is probably the last point you can do that.
Where would I fucking go, man? We're in it together or nothing.
Does Bjorn need healing?
No, remarkably, outside of the ailments that he's complaining of, just the stiffness, the soreness, the itchiness of the wound, aside from that, he's perfectly healthy. He has no cuts, no bruises, no sign of any trauma. He even looks cleaner than he did before. I mean, outside of his stiffness that he's complaining of, you can find no physical ailments.
Remember when I talked to you about facing the creature that injured my brain? They had abilities to make me see things that weren't there. You may have encountered something like that, something that played with your mind, made you see things that weren't there. I don't know. But you're back, that's all that matters.
Right. And Bjorn reaches out and like grips the front of Runewire's armor, correct?
Yeah, you got your mouth.
And like goes to stand himself up, and you just feel this like vice-like grip as he goes to stand and kind of pulls himself steady.
Well, as long as we're all back together and feeling like one happy family, I would so like to go ahead and get a move on.
Thanks for the sympathy.
You're fine. You're alive, right?
Yeah, don't worry about her. It's all just about flaming out and looking good doing it, so you're not going to get any sympathy from that angle. But yeah, let's get a move on it.
Fine.
Collecting yourselves in this moment, this joy of being reunited fleeting, as you realize things still have yet to get done. Pushing into the sewer grate, you are winding and twisting your way through these sewers, water running beneath you, at least it's mostly water anyway. Following the pipes, you come up to a grate in a floor. Looking up, you can hear a patrol moving around. A very familiar sound. Once again, that sense of deja vu swelling up within you, having encountered this before, having felt this before. And the sound of skeletal feet and the tiny bones, the little bones moving across the stone above as a patrol of skeletal figures moves. Armored. That feels different, though. You search your memories and you try to think they weren't so armored. They weren't so well prepared. Yet these particular skeletal warriors seem like they're ready. They know something's coming.
I think in a whisper, we were told to not worry about the guards. Just avoid them, right?
Yeah. Try to get around them.
Yeah.
Do they sound like they're patrolling?
They do.
Yeah.
They sound like they're patrolling, but it's like you've caught them as they're making a pass by. But given your limited field of view, you don't know how far away they are at this point.
So what do? We wait for them to pass?
Couple more paces. And then I'm going to stick my head up.
You wait a few moments, and then you pop your head up, pushing the grate up just enough to see, as you see a clutch of about 12 of them round a corner and head down a hallway.
As quietly and sneakily as I possibly can, then I'm going to move the grate out of the way and clamber on out.
As you clamber on out, taking every extra care that you can to make no additional noise, the rest of the group finds itself up and out, and that acrid smell of sewer is replaced with the damp smell of lower dungeon. The smell of mold, rotting straw, and hay fill your nostrils, as well as the sounds and the smells of sconces with torches about every 10 or 15 feet or so, lining these particular hallways. You're faced with a decision. Must you go left or must you go right? That choice only you can make.
But we know that it's moving. It's ever changing. Can I look at the map that we received for the castle?
You sure can. As you do and you pull it out, you see it twist and turn, the lines moving and changing as it shifts to essentially recalibrate to its current surroundings.
And does it give me an indication on which direction to go?
It doesn't give you an indication, but rooms are marked and labeled with things, and the things that you recall from having that dream-like state, you notice certain rooms that look familiar in the diagram.
Mm-hmm.
GM, are any of us having deja vu?
Oh yeah, like champs. Every last one of you.
Uh-oh.
I could consult the bones again.
Yeah, let's consult the bones.
I could. And she removes from her side the orb of scrying.
Mm-hmm.
If wherever Princess Cunningham is, I'm sure that Strahd is not far from her. Perhaps if I cannot see him, I should look for her.
Or we should find the brother first. Get rid of him before we go to Strahd. We were advised not to fight them together. Maybe finding Orlok first, and then once he's done,
We
going
could
for
do
the other
this. I have a few more charges left on this for the day, so... And consult it more than once.
Mm. Let's find where Princess Cunningham is first, and at least we know where we need to go. And then we'll search for the brother.
Who do you wish to consult first?
She's gonna look for the princess.
Looking into the orb, you stand there pondering it. The clouding mists within the orb begin to give way, and an image begins to appear. It looks as a mix of black and white snow begins to clear, and you see a solid image, only not in color, not in simple tones, but only in black and white. And as you're looking in on this image, you see her laid out in a glass coffin, looking up. And as you do, you see that her eyes, the more you focus on her, they begin to flutter underneath closed eyelids. Peeling back, you can see very much a shadowed figure, distorted in its image, unable to make out its face. But as you pan back even further from that, you notice a floor of white and black checker. Large curtains adorn giant glass doors. It again feels incredibly familiar.
Are any of you guys feeling like we've been here before?
I think when you
Yeah.
say this, it kind of pulls her from the orb. I've certainly been where Princess is. Checkered floor and large curtains, glass door. Do you all remember this?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
What
Right.
happened last time? Did we go left?
Jim, I know what we did last time.
Mm-hmm.
Does my character know what we did last time?
We went left last time.
Give me an intelligence roll to see whether or not your memory fails you.
Oh, I'm gonna use an advantage,
Go right ahead.
and I'm actually gonna use a different die. That's so crazy.
We're starting that again.
Yeah, that's a 16 on the die. That's much better. It was a 2
You-
before.
You do recall the pathway in which you took. That portion of the dream. What happened in each one of the rooms that you encountered is a little bit more difficult to make out. But the path in which you traveled, a thief never forgets their way in or their way out.
I actually say that to the party. That's so crazy.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm a thief. Of course, I never forget my way in or my way out. We went left last time.
Based on the styling of the room that I saw the princess in, would I recognize this as at least like a certain type of room?
It's a ballroom. It is very much a ballroom.
I think I'm gonna kind of look over to Amada with the map, my eyes kind of scanning down toward the map. She's in the ballroom. That's where we'll find her.
All right.
But I look for the brother now.
Yeah. It's a good idea to know where he's at.
I think she looks to Rune for reassurance on this as another magic user, another caster in the group. I would think that we both kind of understand that magic like this is concerning and can turn on you.
I think when you look at Ruin, you'd say it's a gamble, but everything's a gamble. I think going to where the princess is without taking out the brother first is a gamble that they're both going to fall upon us at the same time. And taking another look through that thing is a gamble that either of them is going to pick up on it. The thing about looking through something like that is that sometimes what you're looking at gets to look back.
With the
it's
princess,
a
I didn't
gamble either
worry
way.
so much. She's sleeping. But with Strahd's brother, there is a risk that we must address.
Well, look. The other option is we stumble around blind or we go to the princess.
Perhaps now it's time to call upon your bones.
One thing we haven't talked about, which I'm sure we're going to have to wrestle with at some point, is what we're going to do with the princess when we get there. And he'll kneel down on the ground and pull out his little bone shards, and he will cast augury.
What are you going to ask it?
I'm going to ask whether looking for the brother now would be a mistake or not.
As you cast the bones, they roll across the floor. These small little phalanges and teeth that are strewn about in a particular pattern. You look, and it's difficult to interpret. Every single bone is arrayed in such a way that would pose a positive result, except for one. One single bone is cast in a direction that would denote a negative.
These things are never very clear, but they're rarely this confounding. I believe that looking for the brother would be a wise course of action. However, there will be some price to pay for it. I think we have to decide whether or not we want to take that risk. I say we do. But
There is no reward without risk, right? I think her eyes fall on the halfling when she says this.
Damn right.
And again, she holds the orb to her face.
And once again, this black and white field of snow gives way to an image as you see clouded around the brother Radagast, his body heaving. He's crouched over something on the floor. An arm falls limp from beneath him as he stands and wipes his face. You served well. And you see the blonde shop owner strewn about a cold floor, drained of all of the essence that makes her being. And as you look, trying to decide where he is, you see him moving about. It appears that he's in some sort of a gatehouse. And he turns and he looks behind him. I feel your eyes upon me, witch. What do you want?
I think she very hurriedly pulls herself out of the orb, pulls away from it. He saw me.
Good.
did you see
Right.
anything where he was?
Gatehouse.
Are you all right?
I'll be fine. We should keep moving.
Right.
I have
Sure,
one
fine,
charge
for you.
left on this. And she slips it into her pack.
Trying to find a courtyard if he's in the gatehouse.
I consult the map.
The gatehouse is very clearly marked as it being a part of the first floor, the ground floor, towards the entrance to the castle grounds itself.
Okay. I start leading us there.
I think as we're moving, Altera is speaking quietly to the party. If he could see me, he knows where we're at. Perhaps we'll meet him halfway.
Even better.
Or I could be here now.
Eep.
As you turn around and he's just standing there looking out. I asked you a question. What do you want, witch?
How close is he to me?
By about 10 feet.
Apart from everybody else?
I don't know. We didn't really establish a marching order on this particular one, so I would say he's probably collectively about 10 feet away from you.
Okay. Are we in like we're in like a hall, right?
Yeah, you're in a hallway. It's about 10 feet across.
I think she's
Does
gonna go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to know, does he seem, in as much as he can be, corporeal?
Oh yeah, he's
Like,
very, very.
He's
corporeal.
not translucent. Okay, great. Fuck.
I think she looks at him and she says you, and she's gonna cast magic missile.
Okay. You will technically have the drop. You will technically have the drop on him. So go ahead, roll your magic missile.
Beautiful. I have to remember how many dice I get to roll. I think it's quite a few.
At least one.
At least one.
At the very least.
One dice. All right, that is
Guess I should prepare my
4.
dice.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Don't like that. That's 15 points of damage.
Your magic missile, all 4 of your magic missiles strike true, hitting his body, and he stands there like a stone sentry almost, as each magic missile finds purchase on his body, blowing a hole through his upper torso, one through a leg, one through an arm. A side of his face is blown away, and he still stands there. Your abilities are wasted on me. That's down 1. Burn your precious resources. My brother will no doubt crush you as he did before.
Question for you. And Amada's going to sort of peek out from behind Rune. You speak of your brother as this grand being, yet here you are, obviously suffering. What really is your brother doing for you?
I live to be nothing more than a wall between you and him. And in that moment, his hand flares up like this, and a wall of fire stretching from either side shoots across, and you just see him go as he descends into a million rats and runs down the hallway.
Can I shout after him?
Sure.
Kind of a miserable existence, if you ask me. Wouldn't you want to do something cooler with your life?
I don't think you bought that.
It was worth a shot.
Can I cast another spell as he's trying to run away?
You sure can. However, if it's a line of sight based thing, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do because he did very much cast wall of fire between.
Oh, that's okay. I'd like to cast fireball in his direction.
Oh,
For fuck's sake. I'm getting around behind her. So.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Same. I want to know, DM, I am behind her.
We are not in range of the fireball.
Yeah.
So I can
she
cast up
didn't-
to 80 yards on fireball, just so you guys know, so don't sweat it. It's a 10-foot radius. It's instantaneous.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I would like to kind of like do the like, I can see the rats running, like the little bit ahead of the rats, cast the fireball there. So it's just,
Go ahead and roll it.
all right. I think I actually need my dice roller on this because I feel like it's quite a few dice. I need to roll an initial attack, right?
For this one, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use an advantage for this because I would like to double my odds at potentially critting. All right, so it's a 15 on the dice.
Okay.
All right.
You are. What do you got? Creep. You're still good. Okay, you're still good.
Beautiful. Let me see. 1d6 points of damage for each level. Okay, so that's 76. That is 28 points of damage.
The fireball loosed from your fingertips encompasses the hallway, pushing down through it like it was a meat grinder pushing meat through. And you hear the scream of what sounds like thousands of rats, the smell of burnt animal hair. Desperately forming in the light of the flames, you see the rats trying to form a body before the flames go out. The wall of fire before you extinguishes. And there is little more than a charred outline on the floor. And a skeletal frame of blackened bones.
I think Altera moves to this skeleton. Does he have fanged teeth?
He does.
She kneels and with her hands takes her robe and uses them almost as like protection to hold this skull. And I imagine her, since she can't really, he's probably pretty hot still right now, she can't really just reach in there and rip fangs out. You just see her like start smashing the skull using her robes into the ground and breaking free these fangs.
As you reach down to grab onto the skull, the skeletal hand becomes alive, reaches over and grabs your ankle. But not before you're able to crush down the skull. As you hear the sound of bone breaking, its brittleness taking effect. And the skeletal hand releases. And you see shattered jawbone, orbital socket, and skull. And within it, that smashed skull, you find a green gemstone.
I think he picks that up and holds it up almost like a trophy to her companions. I got him.
Jesus Christ, you did.
The gemstone. Do you want it? Do you want the gemstone?
Holding this stone.
Mm-hmm.
Does she feel any kind of power emanate from this?
She doesn't feel any power particularly from it, right? But the stone is in the gemstone itself is in a very interesting shape, as though it was very much tooled and worked in a very particular way. One might even say that it's key-like, but not complete. Not a complete key.
Okay.
Not to cast aspersions on the power of your magic, but that seemed deceptively simple compared to every other time that I can remember fighting him.
You made a mistake. Sometimes people make mistakes. I capitalized.
Mm-hmm.
You see, rats and fire don't go well together, do they?
Well, then let's hope that his brother sees fit to turn into a bunch of rats also.
We could only hope.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna, before she stands up entirely, she's gonna grab his fangs out of that massive bone that she just broke open.
Okay.
Drop those into his pocket, and she looks at the halfling And she's gonna toss the stone to you, Almada. She says, hold on to that. Looks like it could be useful.
Bjorn just looks sidelong at Rune like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna say, I hope we don't need that because we're never seeing that gem ever again.
No, there's no fucking way we're seeing that gem ever again.
Stick that in my pockets.
Altera knows that there is no merchant inside here, so she ain't unloading it anytime soon, at least.
And I see that it's possibly the same thing that Altera saw, that it's potentially part of a key.
Altera just said it to you.
That she, okay.
Yeah.
But I'd like to, would I be able to discern the value of this gem by chance?
Yes, you would.
What is the value?
The value is approximately 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh my God, if there's another one. Amada's like eyes are like coins.
Mm-hmm.
We know.
I think as she's walking up, she looks to Rune and Bjorn and just makes like an offhanded comment of, at least we know she won't lose it.
So, was that pointed at me? Was that pointed at you?
No.
Oh, it's not pointed. It's not pointed. All right, just checking.
No, I think we're good. I mean, we ain't never seen that gem again, but I think we're good.
She's got sticky fingers. Like she's got like wee little hooks on the end of them, like little tiny. Can't even see them.
And depthless pockets.
Yeah, she's got those.
Stuff goes in there and it never comes back out. Imagine falling in one of her pockets.
I don't want to imagine falling anywhere for the rest of my life.
The ground begins to tremble.
Well,
Oh, fuck.
I think that's our cue.
Lightning flashes across the sky outside of Castle Ravenloft. Thunder echoes through its hallways. And the very ground beneath you shakes ever so violently. Not necessarily causing you to lose footing, but enough to where we're doing the standard John Carpenter, the camera shook around a lot, and like you guys are, whoa.
I have a question for you. I can climb walls. That's the thing that I can do. So that's on my sheet, actually. As this ground starts kind of rumbling, can I cling to a wall?
No, you can climb walls, not cling to them.
Semantics.
You can if you want.
I do.
It's not enough. Like, so just for clarity's sake, it's not enough to cause you to fall down.
Oh, okay. Then I'm fine. Then I won't be climbing any walls.
It's just enough to where you're like, whoa, something's going on.
Okay.
And out of as you continue on pushing forward, you hear something. You hear a mumbling. And a large looming shadow down the corridor can be seen coming from an adjacent one, like through a T-section. Looking left and right, you find a couple of small alcoves. Do you hide in them?
Altera does.
Almada does.
Yeah, because last time I didn't, things did not go well.
Yeah, same.
As
He's in with the dwarf. He's smaller.
As you duck down in, this large orb of a creature with tendrils coming out of various points floats down the hallway. As it does, its body and face battle-scarred, wounded, very much in a case of rotting from within. As it moves through, each one of you hides in turn, and I need each one of you to give me a dex roll.
I would like to do this at advantage, please.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Would anybody else like to use an advantage?
I would like to do that.
I got a 14 on the die, plus whatever I get for being
Natural 20 on the die!
The
Nice.
dwarf hides.
Yeah,
You're so sneaky.
17 on the die.
I got a 14.
Okay. What did you get, Bones?
14 on the die plus whatever else I get.
Okay. And then Bleak, what did you get?
17.
And Kato got an extra 20. As it rolls through, floating above, this acrid smell of death emanating from what you have heard of legend of a beholder, the eyes and ears of a master, said to seek out any unwanted visitors within a domain and destroy them without hesitation. For an enslaved beholder is truly a security system that every lord loves to have. And as it floats down the hallway, it comes to a stop. It holds its eyes looking around left and right. One of the stalks turns over its shoulder and looks down right at you, Altira.
I think Altira does one of these.
The lid opens up to a heavily cataract eye as it feigns looking around. And then it continues to float by. Several minutes pass before you peek a head out and see that it is no longer in the hallway.
I know what Creep knows about beholders because they're my favorite monster in the D&D universe. But can I roll to see what Altera knows
You
about
sure
beholders?
can.
Yeah.
You sure can.
That is a 16 on the dice. The dice are being kind today.
They are being kind to you. You know that beholders are aberrations. They are from another plane of existence almost. They have appeared here and in many realms across the various planes of existence. But they are their own being. But they are fiercely deadly. They can be reasoned with. They can be spoken to. However, if they're enslaved to a higher power, some other creature has made them their subject, they will kill without any provocation whatsoever. You just need simply be there. And their chief way of destroying is one of their eyes is known to possess the power of disintegration. And another eye is known simply to cause death. The eye that looked at you, if anatomy follows, would have been the eye of death. But that small reprieve, it is cataract. It is old, perhaps dying.
I
Well,
thought for sure we were cooked.
you and I both.
Well, let's not wait around for it to come back and take a second peek, shall we?
Let's hope that's the only one.
I have a feeling maybe not.
I do think it cruel to enslave such an intelligent creature, though.
Maybe
Oh.
we can get it on our side.
I highly
Sure.
doubt that.
Strahd's not necessarily known for his geniality and generosity.
Yeah, it's probably pretty low on this list of heinous acts committed. Let's keep
Alright.
moving.
Boots getting billion.
Pushing through the remainder of your journey through the lower dungeons is largely uneventful. Dodging one patrol here, one patrol there. The skeletal warriors very much looking intently for something. but the map and the guidance of avoidance helping you through. You find yourselves on the first floor, the ground floor. Looking out through some of the windows, you can see that what was day has very quickly turned to night, and the storms outside begin to rage. Large creatures, some sort of amalgamation of man and wolf, patrol the courtyard, sniffing at the air as you push through room to room, discarded, not used. Every step you take within this place seems as though it is more and more dead, unused, falling apart. You round a corner and you can see up at the very top the outsides of those windows that you saw. Large bay windows and the ballroom sitting atop the castle. Pushing through, you find yourself standing once again, all too familiar, in a round room with 11 sarcophagi in a circle, and a large bed, obviously having been slept in, with a bath in one corner, a couple of bookshelves, and a large wardrobe. And in the back, stairways leading up, and an odd platform with a chain and a lever. And once again, you hear the telltale sign of stone scraping over stone as a lid begins to move.
I think I fucked this one up last time.
Yeah, you fucked this one up last time.
Very pointedly remember that.
Yeah.
Let's move through quietly, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and sneak in the shadows.
I'm going to lift up my finger, tell you to wait a second, and I'm going to cast silence.
Ooh,
Ooh.
brilliant.
Look at that.
If you
Alright.
thought about that last time, then we wouldn't be in this whole situation. Whatever.
You suddenly find yourself unable to speak as his finger drops, as your mouth begins to move, but no words leave it.
Altera
So-
smiles at this.
We're all
It's a
sneaking
15-foot
in.
radius, so we're getting chummy.
As you all move nut to butt,
15-foot radius. Radius, not diameter.
as you all move nut to butt through
Ugh.
this particular
Nut butter.
room,
Penis butter.
more of the coffins, the sarcophagi, begin to shift, hands lazily reaching out to grab the stone. Your footfalls fall on deaf ears as you hastily move. Which direction do you go? Do you go for the what appears to be elevator or the stone's ears?
I think we should go with the elevator. I think she's like pointing. Almada's pointing for the elevator. We didn't take the elevator last time. Maybe it's better.
I feel
They
like
took the elevator last time.
faster. We like have no time to decide. Someone has to go.
I
Amada's
feel
gone.
like Altera is just following the group at this point.
Yeah, Almada's she's going for the elevator.
All right, so the rest of us are going to go for the stairs. No, okay, we'll go for the elevator.
And Bjorn is just like military signaling for them to like keep going.
I think that if Bjorn is using military hand signals, whatever that is, Almada is thinking that you're trying to speak to her in Thieves' Cant, but you're not good at it, so she's speaking back to you in Thieves' Cant using her hands.
I would like to say that Altera, once they get into the room, Altera is at the back of the party, kind of almost like back to them as she's walking, like, and she's prepared with a fireball for this room in case they get caught. She is fully prepared to fireball the center of the sarcophagi.
Fair enough. Very fair enough. She didn't ask how big the room was. She just said,
Nope.
I cast fireball.
Never ask how big the room is. That's a waste of time.
But, rally around me. We're going this way or we're fucked. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So making your way across silently to the elevator, the lids begin to drop off. And those within, beautiful, immortal, ageless beings begin to eyes flutter, awake. Several women and 2 men, as they begin to rise from, what do you do?
Boost getting boogie for the elevator?
Yeah, as fast as
No,
possible.
you're on the elevator. What do you do?
Is there a lever?
There is.
I'm gonna hit the lever going up.
Okay. You pull the lever and the floor beneath you begins to move, but oddly enough, the sound is distorted, jarring, as portions of the sound are absent within the dome of silence.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we meant that to happen. Yeah.
Yep, the halfling fucked it up for a second time.
As the unfamiliar sounds cause them to awaken.
You get the
and
fireball,
split
it's
up.
fine.
If I see that, I drop the silence so that she can cast fireball.
Damn it!
I cast fireball.
No, the cone of silence was still up. The cone of silence
Yeah,
was
it's not
still
up
up.
anymore, buddy.
I think there's like the biggest like shit-eating grin on her face too, as she like can hear like Almada, like just I imagine Almada's just been like chattering through this.
She's quietly going, ooh fuck, ooh fuck.
And she like hears that and goes, "Oh, that's my cue," and just.
As the silence drops, all we hear is Almada say, I really gotta poop, man.
No.
No, I just told her she's going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck.
So you cast fireball. As the fireball hurls through the air and into the ground, catching all that it can on fire. The candelabras fall over the candle chandelier within the room, the wax melting almost instantly, the bed catching, the screams of those caught within it, and a distant laughter as they look up at you, their bodies jumping from the flames, clawing, crawling up the walls towards you, trying to make their way onto the elevator platform as it goes up.
I would like to take out my silver dagger.
Oh yeah, there's weapons drawn.
I'd like to take out my flail.
And I'm stabbing with my silver dagger.
I'm beating them off with my flail.
I'm lopping full hands off.
I'm getting their fingies.
Yeah. So as you are all making these attacks against them, I'm not going to bother to roll for these. I don't know what we're going to call these kinds of attacks. The bodies fall back down into the flaming pit below and begin to burn once again as their screams die out.
Burn, baby, burn. Just go inferno.
All we've done is stink this castle up. It's just the scent of like burnt rats and vampires in here.
Smells like home. Ah.
The floor that you stand upon comes to a stop. And as you look around, you find yourself in an armory. Cobwebs touching halberds, shields, plates of steel, and skeletons. Lots and lots of skeletons adorned in armor.
Grum.
can only be described as a slumber, waiting.
Don't touch anything.
Damn it, I really wanted something silver, and if it's in here.
I have a question, Kurt.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I remember where the dragon skull is that I'm supposed to be looking for while I'm here? Did
Yes,
you
you
tell
do.
me?
It is in the library.
I think at this moment when Altera kind of like looks around at all these skeletons, it hits her. And she looks down to Almada. Where's the library? Are we close?
Who wanted that?
Our new
Who
bestie.
wanted that skull?
Our new bestie. Look, the dude from the graveyard.
I'm trying to remember his name and I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. Lord
Saturday.
Saturday.
Amada's looking at the map.
I think you left for that part, Bleak. Rune walked out.
Yeah.
It is 2 rooms past this to the north.
Oh,
How convenient.
we're gonna need to find that room.
The ballroom is 2 more floors up.
Amada is more interested in stealing something at this point. Now that she has a reminder that there's a big pricey dragon skull to steal.
Not knowing much about this, I think Rune is still kind of trying to make it to the ballroom.
Yeah. I think Altera's kind of, once Amada shows her the map. Question, this elevator, does it keep going up or is it kind of go to this floor stop thing?
It keeps going up.
Okay. Slight detour, quickly. We need to collect something while we're here.
Unsuspecting skeleton floor. They might kill us.
I'm not afraid of skeletons.
What do we need to collect?
The skull.
Specific skull. One that happens to be in the library.
Why?
Because I made a deal for a little bit of help.
With who?
Saturday. Where do you think that I got that orb from? It just fell out of my robes?
What's a deal worth if we're gonna fucking die?
We're not gonna die.
Well, the deal has helped us so far. I'm pretty sure the brother's dead, last I checked. And we know where the princess is.
And don't worry, Bjorn. You're with one of the greatest thieves alive.
I woke up dead today, alright? I'm not
There's a
trusting
5th member to our crew?
You're fine. Don't worry about it. You're alive now. That's what's important.
Fine, but if you get me fucking killed, I swear to God, I'm coming back. I'm gonna slap you so hard it'll kill your whole family.
Promise.
Swear to God.
Smoochies. I'm gonna go ahead and look at Altera and say, I can pull a heist. Wouldn't mind some backup, of course, but I can go ahead if you want.
Altara's gonna pull the mana potion out of her pack, pop the cork, and
Go. Okay.
try to get those spell slots back.
Roll a d4.
I was gonna say, do I roll for this?
Yep. Roll a d4. Yes, I use mana potions because I think they're fun.
Yeah, they're great. I got a 4.
So you gain 4 spell slots back.
I have only used 3, but I used both of my fireball, and I didn't. I assumed I wasn't gonna roll a max because I rarely ever do. So here we are. Cool, beautiful. And then once she finishes off this potion, all right, I feel better. I'm ready.
Let's pull a heist then.
Who's all going?
I think she's gonna look to Rune and say, I know this isn't your burden. If you don't want to come, you can wait here.
Yeah, I think that splitting up at this point is just going to get everybody killed. So
Well, it's good to know your brain still works. And she's going to turn and start heading towards the library.
So, who's all going?
I fucking hate all of you. Just all four of us are going. Let's.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll my stealth.
Your stealth roll is going to be the stealth roll that is used for the entire party.
This might be a time to use that really special.
No, it's not.
Would you at least like to use an advantage, Bones?
We're gonna see what I roll first, and then we'll decide if we're gonna use an advantage. Come on, baby. No, we're using the good.
I'm like not breathing right now. Oh my god.
He loves a good fuck around and find out, doesn't she?
It's an 18 on the die, baby. We're fine. We're Gucci. Right? We're Gucci, right, Kurt? You motherfucker, don't you fucking roll nothing. You better roll over than an 18, I swear to God.
Well, I'm rolling a D100.
Stop that.
Jesus.
Why are
Sounds
you
like
doing
cheating.
that?
It's like it's cheating.
It sounds like cheating. You know what? I've played D&D for a while now. I don't think that's how D&D works. Actually, it's so crazy. So crazy.
You begin to move
Sneaky.
through the armory.
I'm so sneaky.
The group falling in line behind you, stepping where you step, moving how you move. It's almost comical to see these other individuals who would otherwise very much dwarf a halfling moving as you move. And surprisingly enough, they do manage to keep up, despite their dresses, their clerical cloaks, their insane number of strappy-doos that hang off of their waist. And as you get to the far end of the armory, you're faced with a door and a lock.
No problem.
Roll percentage.
Oh, percentile? Okay. Is there a DC that you will let me know that I need to hit?
Nope.
You motherfucker. It's not bad. 75.
Okay, good. So you pull out your tools, and the slow click noise as your tools begin to work sound as loud as a war horn in the still silence of this armory. And just as the final click happens, the lock releases and drops, and your hand, quick as can be, grabs it before it hits the stone. And the door, just a little.
Amada slips through. I do want to point out that Amada is, as she's going down this armory, she's doing little tumbles. She is the knight.
Is she doing parkour?
She's doing not hardcore, but she's definitely tumbling through and like little somersaults.
So, as you go into the next room, you find yourself standing in a room of mirrors. And in this room of mirrors, you look left and look right, and you see places, things. You see people moving about the castle. You see the city itself, Barovia, and the people. More importantly, you see men and women being stripped apart, piece by piece, replaced with odd gears and mechanisms, similar to that of that blackened knight you fought in Barovia. And each one of these windows shows you all of the depravity and horror that haunts this particular realm in the name of Strahd's will.
Some sort of surveillance room.
What the fuck is this?
Doesn't matter. Ignore it.
And you see Bjorn just like staring through one of these mirrors, watching someone being like rended apart and pieced back together.
Could I? You said there's like different places in these.
Correct.
Yeah. Could I roll, like make it an intelligence or an arcane roll to decide whether I think he uses these for travel and not just watching?
Give me an intelligence roll. We don't really have like an arcane roll for you to kind of roll, but I would give you a bonus to this just based off of intelligence and the kind of magical nature of the room.
Okay. That is a 12.
So even though, right, and having basically pondered your aura brother recently, right, these are very much mirrors of scrying. These are mirrors that have set locations of scrying that allow him to view these places and things.
I think she speaks up to Rune. Exactly what it is. His eyes over the city.
Rune's busy looking at all of them, looking to see if they can be seen or if there's any of them in any of these images to see if this might show the past or things of that nature. So you're just kind of scanning all of them quickly, looking for any...
It doesn't. It all looks to be, for lack of a better term, in real time.
I think you feel the presence of Altera come up behind you. Be careful. Some things look back. Let's move along. And then kind of like moves on ahead of you past the mirrors.
You don't see Strahd in any of them?
No, you don't. Oddly enough, he is absent. He is very absent from any of these. You even see in one of them the ballroom of which Altera described with Princess Cunningham. But he is absent.
I was going to ask, actually, if I could see the library.
You don't.
We'll just walk away. A little perturbed by all this.
Bjorn is like kind of frozen in place, like standing there with one hand on his chest, like watching someone just get like arm removed.
As if the mirror seeing you looking into it. You see the chest cracked open on an individual, them still alive, their beating heart pulled out, and an odd pneumatic type gearbox put inside their chest with a glowing green liquid pumping through it.
I tap you on the shoulder as I go by. Come on, no sense in watching this.
Right.
That's not what happened to you.
I don't know that you're right about that, mate.
Let's go on this side quest to get a skull, and let's try to get this done.
Fuck. Fine. Let's go.
As you push into the library, the doors aren't locked at this point. They're not. They're easy to open. You simply turn and open. And as you do, this room gives you an instant sense of unease. Almost as if vertigo hits you the moment you walk in. Stacks and stacks and stacks of bookshelves line the walls and seem to be going on, never ending in either direction. The amount of information that is within this, what could only be described as a pocket dimension of information here. Books written in languages you've never seen before, things you've encountered, some words that you recognize, other words you don't. Maps, scrolls. If it can be written upon and it can hold knowledge, it is here.
Do I see the skull?
Ahead of you, sitting on a dais, is a charred, blackened dragon skull.
She's going to carefully approach this area, examining it without touching it.
You look at it, and it gives off a degree of heat, as if it was freshly burned. Small fissures and cracks still give off a slight ember glow.
There might be some sort of security spell around it.
Do you have a detect magic?
Not really my wheelhouse.
No, it's a good thing I do. She's gonna cast detect magic.
As you cast detect magic, there is an aura about it. Not quite an aura of protection, but an aura of location. As if within this skull, in some way, shape, or form, the object itself holds the location or the knowledge thereof of something.
The item or the actual location we're standing in?
Like the skull itself. Like it has a hidden information within it.
Right. Do I remember the brother turning into the dragon? Or can I roll to search my...
I would say yes, you do. Sorry.
I do?
Yes.
That's really nice. I think she turns and looks at Bjorn. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to smash open a dragon skull?
That's truly the best thing that anyone has ever said to me.
Well, today's your lucky day, Bjorn.
Fuck yeah.
And she just kind of sidesteps the dais out of his way.
Pulling out that long sword. And long sword in it.
Do as thou wilt.
Wait, hold on.
Well,
Reaches over his back, pulls out the old, dented, rusted bastard sword that he carries there. Use this as not to blunt your weapon.
very kind of you there, preacher man. Bjorn takes it.
It used to be pretty good at cracking open things.
Very well. Bjorn gives it kind of a swing to get the sense of balance on this.
There is no balance.
Oh yeah, total rust bucket. And then as he's kind of this is fucked, he flips it so it's pommel side and just gives it as hard as he can, right in the center of the skull.
As you do, you swing it down. And before the rusted steel can make full contact with it, it shatters into dust to where only the hilt remains.
Well, thanks for that. I'll just go ahead and use mine then.
I think Altera holds out an arm, like, stop, to Bjorn. We need your sword.
I go over and pick up the hilt, all that's left of the sword. Why are we trying to smash it open? I thought we were bringing it to what's his face.
Because when I smashed open the skull of that brother, there was half of a key inside of it. I remember from our dream, I remember him turning into a great dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say the other half of that key is inside this skull?
But if you don't bring the skull back to Saturday, he's going to own you.
It's a pretty steep bargain to make for a skull, which tells me that whatever is inside of there is worth an entire life. What power could I wield if I had that? Perhaps I could break this contract myself.
So smash.
Perhaps it's protected by some sort of magic.
Amada behind you is flipping the other half of that key.
As you do, flipping that key, you get a little brazen with it. As you do, and your grip gets a little loose on it. And you flip it up in the air, and like a magnet, it pulls the key to the skull. And as it does, it slaps onto the skull. And the skull begins to break down.
So
Dissolving,
smash.
disintegrating into ash and reforming into a four-pronged key with intricate teeth.
Wow.
Upon the jewel, you hold the key aloft momentarily, and what appears to be a faint projecting image of a dragon's skull.
I think Altera reaches out and picks that key up.
Here's your skull.
She turns and looks back to Amada. Let's figure out what this thing does. And she slips it into her own pocket this time.
As you say that, Bones, roll find traps for me.
It's a percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, doesn't Rune have a whole... Never.
81%.
Where the key has been formed at the base of the pillar, you see a four-pronged slot.
Fuck. I don't happen to have anything. Okay. So where she pulled the key from, or at the base below?
No, like so on the top of the pillar, right?
Okay.
Where the key was formed, right?
Mhm.
There's that. At the very base,
I see.
next to the floor, right? There is a cross,
I see. Okay, I understand.
the
I
cross
understand.
slot.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was like an Indiana Jones weighing the weight of it.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
no. Almada's gonna look at Altera and then give a little nod to the slot.
I think she
Sorry.
follows her eye line down. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
And she just follows your eye line down to it.
Try your key.
She's gonna try it.
As it does, the pillar itself begins to, oddly enough, pull away. As it pulls away, it clicks and clicks back on either side, opening up. And within it, a long sword, ablaze with flame, hovers in the center of this particular pillar.
Some sort of magic blade. Is the hilt on fire?
Nope, just the blade.
Oh my god, that's the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my whole fucking life.
Well, Tara's gonna reach out and take the sword by the hilt.
As you do, you hear in your head, I am the Holy Avenger. I seek that which is strength of arms and purest of heart.
I think she turns to Bjorn.
I was gonna say that leaves us all out of it.
Yeah, we're all fucked there.
I'm a delight.
I'm not as pure of heart for sure.
You're
yeah,
a Turkish delight.
sure. I feel like there's one little being in this room that maybe fits that bill. And I think Altera holds the sword out to you. I think it's calling your name.
Thank you. And I grasp it in my hand.
And as you do, purest of heart, fiercest of battle, I lend you my strength for your greatest battle ahead. And as it does, you can feel within yourself this swell of confidence and power. Your body now covered in armor from head to toe, ablaze in flame and cinder and ash. It tempers down and your armor appears to be black, and within the small crevices of it, that ember glow. And in the back of your mind, use me to strike down that which corrupts all. I have been left here by those who came before. Free the princess and end this torment.
Did we all hear that, by the way?
No, that's just inside Bjorn's head.
Oh, well.
I think Altera says, did it speak to you?
Yes, it did.
Good. Seems my hunches were correct. We stand before that which is pure of heart.
Thanks for... thanks for the detour. I think this might be a really big help.
She slips the key back into her pocket.
Looks good on you, mate. I would never guessed the amount of drunken debauchery you've partaken in, but looks good.
I think her eyes slip over to Amada. Keep your eyes peeled for more of those holes. I'm starting to think maybe this key doesn't just open this.
I got my nose to the ground.
So, preacher man, you forget that drunken debauchery happens after the hard work. You don't know anything about my life. I walk away from him.
Everyone's so fucking touchy.
Should we proceed
Where do you
upstairs?
From the library, do we see like any doors that would lead to stairs by chance? No, so we've got to go back through. Oh, fuck. Okay.
You must return from that which you came.
Excellent. Almada's gonna take the lead again and hope and pray that I roll well enough this time. Again.
Boy,
First
there's
initiative.
sweet advantages, huh?
Thank God. Hey, we're gonna actually use one that's so crazy.
Okay.
That's a nat 20, Kurt.
Okay.
I am the knight.
Ayo. First
I
one
am
of
the
the
knight.
night.
I am the knight.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Okay. As you stealthily tiptoe like a ninja, like Batman, moving through, all of you notice the mirrors, the windows are reflecting you.
Seems as though we've caught somebody's attention.
Yeah, well, the fireworks display was, I don't know, not exactly a deterrent.
The armory doors still open as you move through to make your way back towards the elevator. The skeletons begin to stir.
Run!
And all of their eyes begin to glow green as they stand up, drawing their weapons. A deal's a deal. Now, time to pay up. And from the skeletons, out of nothing, walks behind a large top hat and a long coat, and a face painted like a skull, eyes glowing green. You retrieved Miss Skull. You plan on paying your debt to Lord Saturday?
You lied.
I did no such thing.
You said you couldn't come
literally
in the
did. You said
castle.
you couldn't come in here, and you're in here. You literally lied.
He walks up and walks through you. I made no such lie.
I think she very reluctantly reaches for the key, pulls it out, and holds it before her like this. And how will you retrieve it if you're not here?
In this world or the next, you'll pay it over. I just simply wanted to remind you, you still have a debt.
I
And
haven't forgotten.
Good. Now tell me, what you gonna do? Are you gonna leave? Or are you gonna face the demon?
We're not leaving this place without taking care of things.
Remember, those that want that shard aren't as altruistic as you may think. But good luck to you. I'll be seeing you. And that cackless laugh fills the room as all the skeletons around you turn to dust and a clatter of armor falling down to the ground.
Friend of yours?
He's the one who gave me the orb.
Does Bjorn have any idea who that is? Like who that
No.
deity might be? Okay,
No.
got it.
The one who sent me to collect the skull, and you got your new sword.
You might have made a deal with the devil, love.
But it seems to be helping.
Right.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, on the upside, I've made plenty of deals with the devil, and I'm still standing.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
but how
hope that
many-
we
Good.
let's hope that we all possess such luck.
Let's hope.
How many targets you got on your back?
Enough to keep things exciting. And Amada's just gonna walk off.
Little
Let's
bitch is
hear it.
gonna get herself killed.
Let's hear what follows.
Well, preacher man, shall we?
I don't think it really matters anymore, but sure.
What do you mean?
Nothing about anything that's happened so far leads me to believe that we're actually doing anything of our own volition. I feel like, well, this is preordained in some way, like the repetition of it. I think that it doesn't matter whether we go left or right. You just gotta keep walking. So let's just keep walking.
Aren't you a man of faith? Isn't that your whole thing?
I think that anyone who wakes up in the morning and believes that their decisions bear zero weight on anything that happens does at some point stop getting up in the morning, and that is not faith. Faith is believing that there is a grand design to it all, but that somehow we have to choose to believe in it, and that if we don't, then things change. Everyone's been lying to us. Altera obviously knows more than she's letting on. I think it's just a question of continuing. Let's keep walking. Let's get to Strahd and hope we don't loop back to the beginning, which at this point I'm pretty sure we're going to do.
Listen, I've been wanting to ask, do you have any idea what may have happened to me?
It felt like sometimes in a river, the river will be moving in a direction, but the current underneath it goes in a different direction. And it felt like suddenly, as we were being chased by that thing, that you dropped into that second undertow, the current beneath, and got swept off somewhere else, and eventually down the bend came back and your current rejoined ours. I can't speak to what happened to you whilst you were in that other river, but you simply ceased being there, and then you were simply there again. I don't think that there's any logical explanation for it. I think that what we're seeing and living now is a layer over several other layers, and every time we've done this, every time we've died, a new layer has gotten added to it. So I feel that you maybe just slipped in between the layers for a little while. Wherever you went, it wasn't the afterlife or anything like that, I don't think.
I don't know that we know that.
I strongly think that we're already dead, so no, I don't think that you went to the afterlife, because if you were going to go there, you'd be there already. Wherever we are, it's a different place.
Something really fucking strange is going on here.
Well, yeah.
Something's changed. Something, and you see a shadowed, see-through, misty-like form of Brostrom. Something's changed. Get the shard. World's collapsing. Get it. Save us. And he fades out.
Get the what? Get the shard?
I heard that too. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. We'll hustle forward.
As you pull the lever, the elevator rises. It rises up through a tower and moving, and through the window, out into the distance, the mists are slowly rolling in, and you can hear the faint screams and cries beyond as the mists begin to engulf the town. Their screams, a cacophony of pain, distant on the winds, before you come to a stop. And you turn around and giant doors swing wide open. A dark-haired man stands there, holding a glass of wine, what appears to be wine. Ah, the wedding party's arrived. Good. Now, tell me, who's to be the groomsmen and who's to be the bridesmaids? As his hands with clawed fingers trace over the top of the glass coffin. My bride-to-be is quite the party animal, I'm told. And he flickers around the room, bragging at his speed, showing that he can be anywhere he wishes to be within an instant. Please, come in. And he snaps his fingers, and music from unknown sources begins to play, a waltz. Shall we dance the dance of the dead? Because there's no way you're surviving this encounter.
As he says that, I think Rune's gonna put a hand on Bjorn's shoulder and say, I think we're gonna die again. What were you going to say?
I fought a lot of fights. I've skinned men alive. But I'm still a scared fucking bunny rabbit. He pulls out his sword, flame on.
It does. It alights with flame. And he goes, Ah, we meet again, old friend.
Presuming he's talking to the sword.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Him and the soldier BFFs. I think you should go introduce them.
Stop.
What do the rest of you do wish to do?
Um,
This would be your one chance to perform an action before initiative is rolled.
I want to climb the walls.
Okay.
I've got my dagger out. I've got my silver dagger out. Put it between my teeth like a pirate, and I'm climbing the walls.
Alrighty.
What do you need me to roll for that?
You just do. It's an ability.
Okay, great. I'm done doing it, and I'm climbing the walls as high as I possibly can.
Okay.
I'm going to intone a prayer and cast prayer.
Alrighty. Creep.
I am going to cast mirror image on myself. Oh, I love a max roll on mirror image. I split into 6.
We gotta write that one down.
Probably do.
Yeah.
You see, like, Altera just kind of moving her hands around herself and whispering, and as she's doing this, like, one form steps out and then another form steps out until there's 6.
And Tato, what is Bjorn doing?
Bjorn's readying the weapon. Do I need to? I mean, I'm assuming I don't need to attune to it.
No.
Like, okay, cool. I'm hoping that the armor pops on too, and I reach down and stroke the lucky rabbit's foot.
Okay. We're gonna do group initiative for this, friends. So who's gonna be our roller?
Bleak season.
Bleak season. Roll a d10. I got a 1. Right? What did
I
you
rolled
get?
a 5, so right
So-
down the middle.
So, I got a 1, so you all get to go first.
Thank God.
Thank God. So, going around, choose your order. Doesn't really matter. Everything happens simultaneously. So, who is going to declare their actions first?
So the action that we declared just before we rolled initiative happened?
Correct. That all happened.
All right, so everyone gets a +1 before my prayer. Everyone gets a +1 bonus to attack, damage, and saving throws. And all my enemies suffer a 1 penalty.
Outstanding.
Excellente.
And that's good for 5 rounds.
For 5 rounds. I'm going to write
Yep.
that down.
You said attack rolls, damage, and saving throws?
Yep.
Yep.
It's just a little bonus.
A cheeky bonus.
Little cheeky
It's like
bonus.
when you put your
Oh,
chip
good.
in the dip and there's like that extra chunk of onion on top. Like, ooh, bonus.
Okay. All right. So you have cast this. What up, Bones? What are you doing?
Can I delay?
You can hold till the backswing if you wish.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay. And Kato, what are you going to do?
Bjorn's a big dumb tank and is gonna big dumb tank, so he goes barreling in.
Okay. All right. You're moving to attack. How are you going to divide your attacks? Do you have 2 and 1 or 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Very well. And Creep, Altero, what are you going to do?
Do I see the shard on his neck?
You do see the shard on his neck.
I love that for me. I would like to not make the same mistake I made last time, first and foremost. So I would like to cast Fireball behind him as to try to, because I see the dwarf moving in. I am trying not to hit my dwarf friend, but catch him in that radius.
Okay, you don't want to cook your dwarf friend. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. Pretty important to me.
Okay.
I like him. He's a cool guy.
Please don't cook me, I'm just a little guy.
So you go ahead, make your you're hitting a point versus trying to hit a person. So you're not really gonna make like an actual attack. Just give me a D20 roll
Okay.
to determine whether or not
I hit that point.
hit that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use an advantage on this.
There has never been a time where I wish you'd roll double ones more.
Go fuck yourself. You fucked up, Kurt.
What'd I do?
You made fun of me while I was rolling.
That's correct, I did.
I just crit on a fireball.
Oh no, you crit on a fireball. Okay. roll your damage.
How do you
see.
handle a crit in that scenario?
You're just gonna roll your dice and double it.
Double it? Okay. All right.
Take it
Yes.
or send it to the next person and double it.
Yes, friend. She did not ask how big the room was. She simply cast fireball, as any good wizard does.
I
Would you-
rolled so many 6s in that.
Oh, did you now?
What the fuck is going on? My dice just exploded. They're on fire. That's 31 damage. So you double
Okay.
that.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry.
Strahd getting caught in this blast wave. And I do say blast wave as this fireball erupts behind him with such a force and magnitude that not only does it do damage to him, it quite literally flings him forward. And as he does, he lets out this screaming sound as he does, his body projecting forward, the room echoing the sound of the flame consuming the oxygen, and Strahd's scream right towards Bjorn. Bjorn, your sword ready to swing as it poof turns to mist and then reforms behind Altira.
You son of a bitch.
He just behind him, you can hear his voice. We're playing with fire? I love to play with fire. As you feel burning hands placed upon your back.
I'm sorry, but I should get an action because you said that the prayer was what we did before the round started.
Correct.
And so if I get an action now, which we went before Strahd, up to you, but do I?
I
or
also
do I
didn't
not?
do my attack rolls.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. Legendary actions are a thing. I can interrupt you.
That's good. I just need you to tell me if I get an action or not. If
You're
I
still
don't,
gonna
it's
get your action. Don't worry. He burning hands the back of you, not doing more than 2 points of damage because he rolled like shit, but enough to push you forward. Right now, you are allowed to redirect your attack should you so choose.
I think when he says this and it's like 2 points of damage, he just hear her say, like, as she's falling forward, "Is that all you got?"
What is Bjorn gonna do?
Bjorn is going to counter around and take that attack.
Okay, go ahead and swing.
Motherfuck. I'm gonna use an advantage.
Okay.
Why not? It's the final countdown.
It is the final count, sort of.
Oh, good thing I did too. That's a 14 on the die with my flaming sword.
With your flaming sword. Let's see here. I have your chart up. Just a second. 14. 14 will hit!
Because this is a new weapon that I have just acquired, what will I be rolling for damage?
You're going to be rolling a d12.
Oh, hot diggity dog. Just one.
Just one.
Dang.
Sorry.
It's okay. That's not bad. That's a 9.
All right, so your sword lands on him, and when it pierces his armor and skin, as you cut between these two images, and we'll say images because even you are still a little fuzzy on which ones are actually Altera and which ones aren't. It cuts in, and as it does, the flame from the sword erupts, and light burns out of the wound as he recoils.
Welcome to the sunshine, fucker.
As he looks at you, his fangs bared, that beautiful face of his becomes gnarled and twisted in on itself, showing the absolute savagery and monstrosity that he actually is. Rune?
I'm gonna baptize him.
Light him up.
If you
baby.
remember, a couple episodes ago, I went to the church and I made some holy water.
Okay, that I'm tracking. I'm tracking holy water, but I'm sitting there like, there is not a spell called baptism.
There is now.
There fucking should be though, because that's cool as hell.
I mean, there's not a spell called baptism that I'm aware of. Like, is that an
Baptismal
unearthed arcana?
force.
So yeah, I think if the container they're in would shatter, I would throw it at him. If not, I would open it and reach out to him.
I believe you put it in vials, so yeah, you could throw it and shatter. So make an attack roll.
All right, I will use one of my advantages.
Yeah, this will be dexterity based because it's kind of like using a ranged weapon.
Gotcha. And with the advantage, I got 17.
Got a 17.
Did you just do like a holy water Molotov cocktail?
Yes, he
right.
did. Yes, he did.
That's
yes, he
my
did.
boy.
All right,
Saint
cool.
Molotov cocktail.
Saint Molotov. Yes, the Saint Molotov. All right, so you do hit him, right? And I will say for one vial, let's see here. Charts. I have charts.
It's a man with a chart.
Roll me 2d8.
I have D8s somewhere. Here we go. 6 plus 7. So math.
The holy water
13.
splashes across him, and you see part of his face begin to melt off. The skin peeling back like acid touching a normal flesh of skin. He lets out another scream as he's, my face, my beautiful face. Ah!
His back is to me.
Technically no. Not his back, like truly. You're on his side. I'd give you his side.
Okay, I'll take that. And he is wearing the shard.
Yes.
I pull out my dagger, my silver dagger, while I'm up on the wall.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my DM's advantage.
What are you going to do?
I'm holding onto the wall like this.
Hmm?
I push my feet up against the wall.
Okay.
And I spring forward to land on him, dagger ready to not just carve into the back of his neck with a silver dagger, but also to release the shard.
So you're going to have to pick. You're either going to attack him or you're going to try and cut the chain. I won't give you both. You can pick one or the other. You can have a guaranteed hit with a silver dagger, or you can hit the chain and cause the shard to drop.
How close is Altera to Strahd right now?
I mean, like, he's like booping her nose.
I'm going for the shard.
Okay, all right. You descend down. Altera, out of the corner of your eye, you see this mighty, noble, absolutely chaotic halfling come screaming down from the ceiling.
She is screaming, just so everybody knows, and it's just a big fuck you!
Fuck you! As it comes down, and it finds purchase. And the silver and the metal chain from around his neck. The room goes still and silent, as if pin drops could be heard, but instead you hear the snapping of the chain. On the backswing, Kato, you have 2 attacks.
Boy, howdy do I, and I have a +1 advantage, or a +1 on that thanks to blessing. Is that what you guys?
You are. I forgot about my own blessing.
I'm gonna be this guy, and I'm gonna use advantages on both of those attacks because why not?
Good call.
So, that's an 18 for the first one.
Okay.
You should do something cool like Strahd, you're fired.
And a 17 for the second one on the die.
Okay. Your sword pulls back, the flame elongating, going to strike true. Only your weapon strike falls just short. It stops just short of striking true on Strahd's face. His evil grin staring at you, frozen in time. Everything you see and feel begins to blink in and out of existence. Brick by brick, the world around you is sucked up into an unknown void in silence. Beyond you, you see Princess Cunningham's head turns to face all of you. And a scream of unnatural sound, a cacophony of distortion and buzzing. Strahd dissolves before your eyes. And the princess is sucked into the same oblivion as the surroundings. Your vision is filled with nothingness, blackness. You feel weightless. Only you can see each other before even that is gone, lost to the darkness. And as suddenly as you lost sight of your companions, your vision is filled with scrolling numbers. Zeros and ones fill your sight. A heavy weight sits on your face as you reflexively reach up and pull it away. Your blurred vision is bombarded with the cold intensity of pulsating light. Your body floats in a soundless suspension above a black throne, intricately tailored leathers. Tethering you to this place, you see and feel a mass of multicolored ropes, hooked and pulling at your flesh, encased in foreign textiles. Tugging at the base of your skull, you feel a sharp pain, heavy, intrusive. You reach back to find the source, eyes lifting with your arm, and you find for the first time what feels like an eternity. You see stars. just beyond the pane of thin glass, twinkling as they always have. And for a moment, you know peace because you're home. But that moment is fleeting. The sky is severed by a jet of red flame, cleaved in twain by the fire of the sun. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the march of boots against steel. Explosions, muffled screams. Your hands find purchase. There's a click, and you pull with every ounce of strength you have left within your frail, malnourished bodies. Jack out. You don't know how, but you know that's what you're doing.